There we go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Welcome to Brews and Q's. We apologize in advance for the delay. Life happens. Life motherfucking happens.
Most
Not even gonna
definitely.
lie to you. My new job has kept me so motherfucking busy. I ain't even had time to think straight.
Well, this concert coming up for me, so the
Yeah.
concert and all this other stuff, work and things is just keeping me busy. But as we promised, we're back again with another edition of ranking teams within divisions, reviewing these teams. So,
Notes on deck.
Yes, sir.
So
I go by the name of DJ Micah B because I forgot about that.
I am the one and only Mr. GQ. Tell the folks out there what you're drinking on today.
I have a Cavassier cocktail. Cavassier mixed with homemade lime juice and a splash of grenadine. And of course, it got some pulp in there. You got to have the pulp.
Okay, so you getting fancy. I'm going to keep it simple. Understand? I'm Austin Eastsiders in this thing, you know.
I ain't mad at you. I just forgot to pick up some a brew before I came home, and I was like, well, I got liquor.
I got a mini fridge full of brews whenever we start actually getting, start doing the podcast again, which, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, we will be back next week on Gentleman's Talk, and we will continue rocking and rolling with Brews and Q's. We did have a nice long conversation, and we're going to also start bringing to you Brews and Q's WWE edition because I don't know if y'all been watching, but WWE has been taking the fuck off. So we have got to get some coverage. I'm talking with DJ Hongo to bring him back into the mix as well, trying to get some other cats, get a little round table going on. So we're going to get that thing on and popping. But today, we talk about the NFC South. For those who, for some reason, have been under a rock for the last year, the NFC South consists of the Carolina Panthers, the New Orleans Saints, the Atlanta Falcons, and, of course, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So that's who we're talking about today. So which schedule you want to look at first? Who we starting with?
I will say the Falcons.
All right, Atlanta Falcons. Let's see. I got my screens ready to go. All right, so Atlanta Falcons open up we ain't going to talk about the preseason, the NFL season with the New Orleans Saints. So they already start with a marquee matchup. Actually, their first two games are absolute trash. They got the Saints and the Rams. That's how they open the season. So they're going to be 0-2.
Absolute trash.
So they're going to be 0-2. They got a game. Now, week 3 might be a coin flip. They got Seattle. Like, I know Seattle's kind of like a dumpster fire, but there are some veterans still on that team. DK Metcalf is still there, but, Atlanta has some pretty good weapons, but we know what their defense looks like. And then they have a nasty stretch. Week 4, they got Cleveland. Week 5, they got Tampa. Week 6, they got San Francisco. Week 7, they got Cincinnati. So they got a nasty little stretch. They get the Carolina Panthers in week 8. They got the Chargers in week 9. Then they got Pittsburgh, New Orleans, Baltimore, Arizona, and Tampa to finish the season. Good Lord.
Yeah, their schedule is rough. Yeah. For a team that's actually rebuilding.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. I got the Falcons going 3-14. I'm not going to lie. The same as the Texans.
Yeah. And they got, is it Marcus Mariota, right? He's a quarterback?
That's one of the key additions I wrote down.
Yep. Yeah, Marcus Mariota, of course, you got Pitts. They drafted Drake London out of USC, excuse me. Great talent, had injured himself the season prior to the draft, but was a high prospect, very talented receiver, big body guy, like another Julio Jones. Big body guy, really good.
Drake London's a beast.
Yeah, really good route runner, really good high pointer of the football. So, question is going to be, what the hell are they going to do with their running situation?
I don't know what they're going to do with their running situation. They don't have a running. They definitely don't have a good running situation, I should say.
No, because if Cordell Patterson is your number one running back, that tells you all you need to know about your running situation. And I love Cordell Patterson. Okay,
I love Cordell Patterson, just not a running back.
Hey man, he played for my Patriots. He went to the Super Bowl with the Patriots. Like I get down with that.
Hey, you remember loving basketball? I'm a ball player. That's Cordell Patterson.
Oh yeah, man, he is that guy.
What I do, I do like they got Casey Hayward. They did go out and sign Casey Hayward, and they had what was the cornerback Terrell. So they're going to be they have some brights. They have a bright spot there. Marcus Mariota is nothing to get really excited for. I mean, Atlanta has a bad defense, and they're not going to be much better this year. Second most points per game to opponents at 27. They were tied with, I think, the Chargers, which was mind-boggling to me.
Well, that Chargers defense, got a lot better.
They definitely did.
And the Falcons did not. So
yeah.
Keep an eye for my fantasy folks out there. Keep an eye on when your studs are playing against Atlanta because they're probably gonna go the fuck
off. Overall, they were 29th ranked defense last year. That is probably not going to change. They might jump up maybe a spot.
And jump who?
They might jump up maybe. Yeah, I guess they might jump up maybe a spot. Hey, look, any improvement is better than no improvement, dog.
Sure, not when your defense is bottom tier of the league. If you're in the bottom tier, you're in the bottom tier. There ain't nothing to it but to do it. Trash is trash.
It's just who has the harder schedule.
Yeah.
Most likely they're going to fall though because their schedule is pretty brutal.
Yeah, they're gonna if they win. Look, and who's to say Marcus Mariota don't have a bit of a renaissance? You know, he could ball out. I'm not saying they're gonna win like 9-10 games. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying.
Marcus Mariota could definitely ball out, but Marcus Mariota balling out will equate to 5 wins.
But
with
you know
this
what?
team.
I think he could be a really good potential, really good streaming fantasy quarterback. Given certain matchups. Will I target him? Probably not, because if I get the quarterbacks that I have in mind, I won't need him. But you know, injuries happen. Especially to you.
There's tons of other options, especially in let's just say an 8 player league. There's tons of other quarterback options.
You would hope
there's 32 teams.
Hey man, so boys. Sometimes boys in our league like holding the 3 quarterbacks. CJ,
for no reason too.
Look, man, keep your 2 quarterbacks. Anywho, we spent way too much. Yeah, so let's get the X factor.
I went with Pitts, and the reason why I went with Pitts is because I really believe this team is going to go as Pitts goes. If they're going to, I mean, obviously he's the number one option, not even the number one target at tight end. He's just the number one option on offense. Period.
Yeah, and that'll and we'll see what happens with the how they integrate Drake London. We'll see what. Yeah, I still think he's definitely going to lead the team in targets, probably in touches too. Probably gonna be Pitts
and touchdowns.
It'll be Pitts, probably Pitts, Patterson, Drake.
Yeah,
because I definitely still think Patterson will get a hell of a lot of touches. Oh, and I guess Davis sprinkled in a little, but I think Drake will get more touches at the end of the season, more touches, targets than Davis will. If Davis is even still on the roster at this point, I don't even know if he's on the roster anymore.
I don't know either.
No, it don't matter. So let's change gears and go over to Carolina, which has a very interesting offseason going on anyway. You have a quarterback battle going on between 2 quarterbacks from the same draft class. Both of them are borderline poochies. Yes,
wait a minute. Wait a minute. What about Baker Mayfield's 11-game stretch where he was ranked top 4 in the NFL? During that stretch, what about that? And we just neglect the rest of the games. I get it. Don't worry. I just had to throw that in there for my homeboy.
What did that equate to? You beat the Steelers twice, and then you got your ass mollywopped. Sounds very Houston Texan-ish.
Don't do that.
Did it?
Don't do that.
Absolutely did it. And ironically, which we already knew this, but they have the most compelling regular season opening game because they play the Cleveland Browns in week 1.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. A part of me wants to lean with the Panthers in this game. And the reason why I want to lean, well, number one, we all know Deshaun Watson ain't playing.
Yeah,
we're going to hope if we have enough time, we'll get to Roger Goodell's comments on that at the end of this video. But
old bastard bitch.
The Panthers, for all their offensive woes, they're very stout defensively.
Oh yeah, no, they are. And let's not forget, of course, if Robbie Anderson doesn't retire, Robbie Anderson is there. You still got DJ Moore. Hopefully, a healthy Christian McCaffrey. You've still got Chuba Hubbard.
You get Dante Jackson back, which is going to be big. Oh man, especially after they lost Daquan Jones, which was a big loss for them.
Yeah. So like I said, Carolina's they're not terrible. I don't know we'll see what Matt Rule is trying to do. offensively, but I don't know what the end game is going to be with this offense.
I don't know what the end game is going to be with the offense either. The defense is just the defense is probably going to finish top 10 again. They're really they're really good defensive unit. They added Damian Wilson. One under the radar signing because I really didn't know until I looked this up. I guess I just wasn't paying attention. They signed Xavier Woods. I had no idea.
He played for the Dolphins, right?
Was it the Dolphins last year? I think. Who did he play for last year? I can't remember who he played for last year. Wait, was it the Vikings?
Oh, it might have been the Vikings. You're right.
I think yeah. So they decided that was an under the radar signing because I had no idea. Kind of blew my mind. So
I mean, like I said, truth be told, this team is gonna go kind of like how we talked about with Atlanta. They're gonna go as C-Mac goes.
Most definitely.
They also signed Deontay Foreman, by the way.
Oh yeah.
So they added another running back, which I guess. I don't know. That's a weird signing. I'm trying to see if anything else kind of pokes out as far as signings, but not really.
No. I looked through all their signings.
Well, no. Terrence Marshall Jr.
Oh yeah.
Terrence Marshall Jr. is out of LSU. He definitely he's a big body target. He's 6'2", 200 pounds. Mm-hmm. Big, so he definitely has a chance to be great. And not to mention, we didn't even talk about Trimble, who's now a sophomore.
I think they're gonna turn some heads.
See,
I do think they're gonna turn some heads, but
I think the way that they tried to use Trimble last year, I know he was a rookie, but I'm like, listen, man, like Trimble was really, really good in college. And you should have integrated this man sooner. Because Trimble was a dog in college. Like Trimble was good. Trimble was good.
Yep. Of course, this team last year in blitz percentage, they were top 5. Adding Xavier Woods and Wilson and getting Dante Johnson back should absolutely help if they want to keep going. Of course, Baker Mayfield is the one I chose as the X factor because obviously it ain't Christian McCaffrey. We already know Christian McCaffrey gonna put up Christian McCaffrey numbers as long as he's healthy and playing.
Yeah, for sure. For that particular team, my X factor is going to be whoever the hell plays quarterback. Because that's so their first 2 games, you got Cleveland Browns and you got the New York Giants, but they've got a nasty stretch here. Week 3, they got the Saints. Week 4, they got the Cardinals. 5, they got the Niners. Week 6, they got the Rams. Week 7, they got the Bucks. Week 8, you got the Falcons, which we kind of already talked about. Week 9, they've got the Bengals, and they got the Falcons again. But then they got Baltimore and Denver back to back.
It's bad, bro.
And then they go on a bye week in Week 13. So they have another team with a late bye. Now, their end of the season's not terrible. You got Seattle, Pittsburgh, Detroit, Tampa, and New Orleans. So it's not terrible, but it's not a pretty 5-game stretch.
Exactly why I couldn't decide over if I was going to. I wrote down between 5 to 7 wins. Because if everything goes right, I'm one of those. I don't believe in Baker Mayfield. I just don't.
No, I don't, and I haven't. But I'm gonna tell you right now, this is my number. I'm giving him 6.
Yeah, so I pick between 5 and 7. If everything goes absolutely right, they should finish with 7 wins.
I'm giving him 6 because that defense alone should give him 3.
It should.
Maybe even 4. But I'm giving him 6.
And you should at least win 1 against the Falcons.
You should, but it's going to be Carolina versus the Falcons for who's going to finish last in the division.
The Falcons.
Hey, you never know.
Oh no, I know this one. The Falcons are bottom of the league in offense and bottom of the league in defense. You need at least a good pairing, at least one of them to be pretty good. Let's go on. Saints.
Saints, it is. All right. So they have a bullshit ass game to open the season. They've got the Atlanta Falcons to open up the season.
Should win.
Should win. Their defense should win them that game easy. Now, week 2, already, we got Tampa Bay. So they play all 3 of their division rivals in the first 3 weeks. They got Atlanta, Tampa, and Carolina. Very crazy opening stretch.
They should. Ooh. It's Carolina, Atlanta, and who else is in their 4-week stretch?
In their 4-week stretch. So they play Minnesota in week 4.
They shouldn't finish their 4 opening games no less than 2-2. It should be 3-1, but funny things happen, especially when you play against divisions.
Yeah. So of course, of the 2 games that we're referring to, of course, is going to be Minnesota and Tampa. Don't sleep on Minnesota.
I'm not.
I have a weird feeling about Minnesota this year. But we'll talk about Minnesota when we get to the NFC door. Week 5 at Seattle. Week 6 they got Cincinnati. Now here's a stretch. You got Cincinnati.
That's
week
the
6,
stretch there.
Arizona week 7. The Raiders week 8. Ravens week 9. Damn. Pittsburgh week 10. Rams week 11.
Yeah, their schedule is
Niners. The Niners week 12 and Tampa week 13. And now, a week 14 bye week. Holy shit.
Yeah.
So, my fantasy guys, if you draft Michael Thomas, Jameis Winston, Alvin Kamara, Mark Ingram, Emmanuel Sanders, not Emmanuel Sanders, but Jarvis Landry, they have a late bye week. And that's getting real close to the fantasy playoffs.
Yeah.
That's getting real. That's actually, I think is that the week before?
That might be the week. Yeah, because you got 15, 16, 17 is the
17 usually fantasy leagues are done. So yeah, I think that's like the week. Yeah, be careful with that one.
I will also say normally with late buys, they don't have a week to recover in the middle of the season. And that the health plays a big factor then. Especially for somebody like Jarvis Landry.
Week 13. So they have so I didn't see this till just now. When they play Tampa, it's a Monday night game. So now they're off. So they're off from Monday all the way through week 14. So they got a long break after that. Actually.
So they got basically a 2-week stretch.
Yeah. So that's good there. They have another Monday night game. They actually play the Baltimore Ravens on Monday night as well. Arizona is a Thursday night game. That is their only Thursday night game this year.
Well, that's not too bad if you get Arizona one, because that's kind of like a bye week when you play a Thursday night game, because you go that Thursday to Thursday stretch without games, and then you get the extra days, and then you play the Sunday. So
now they played the Browns on Christmas Eve, which is a Saturday in week 16. And then for some reason, the Atlanta Falcons game is TBD in week 15. I don't understand what's going on there.
I think the time, because the NFL still reserves the right to change
a lot of the flex games. Well, I mean, hell, I don't want to watch the damn Saints and the Falcons in a primetime game anyway. Put them motherfuckers
exactly, because there's if you look at a lot of the schedules, the last 2 or 3 weeks, they got a lot of TBDs on it. Depending on what team it is, they have a lot of them. So, a lot of teams are like that.
The only team that no one cares is Tampa. It's Tampa in week 18. They've got the Atlanta Falcons TBD. The rest of their games are already kind of locked in, minus a couple flex options. But yeah, exactly, irrelevant. Anyway,
Atlanta might win 4 games then at that point.
So I'm actually going to. So for my X factor, it's actually I wanted to say Michael Thomas. Like I really did, and I thought about it. It sounded like a great idea, but I'm going with Jarvis Landry because just like we talked about with Carolina, you know what you're going to get from Christian McCaffrey. You expect the numbers. I know what to expect from Michael Thomas. The numbers. Now, do I expect 145 catches? No.
Well, interesting. They're still saying Michael Thomas needs more time to recover, and he might not be back, or whatever the rule is or stipulation. If he doesn't play in the season, it's some kind of rule where if he isn't active, I think by week 2 or something, he can't play until after week 7. Well, so they might go half the season without him.
But they have not put him on the PUP list. The PUP list is what keeps you out until week 7 or 8. So we'll see. That again, which makes it even make more sense for me to say that, like I said, Jarvis Landry being the X factor. So that just means more targets for him, more targets for Callaway. More targets for Alvin Kamara, more targets for Mark Ingram if he ever decides to go run a route. I don't know who their tight end is actually. Who the hell is their tight end right now?
I don't remember who I didn't even write down who I can't remember. I know. Let me see. How about this? They signed Honey Badger, which is a homecoming for him. Basically, he played LSU. I expect him to ball out. Obviously, Jarvis Landry. But here's the person I wanted. I didn't put him as my X factor. Here's the person I wanted to point out. I feel like I'm gonna butcher his name. Chris Olave. See?
Yeah. See, I learned that from watching Good Morning Football. That's how I learned how to pronounce
Olave. Ohio State University
I hear you
record on touchdowns. And he had a lot of grades before him. He's really good. He's a big body receiver too. Then they got Marcus May at free safety, which should help plunge some of the problems they had at safety last year. So
and of course, you got Marshawn Lattimore. You got the usual stuff. The usual
suspects. My X factor, which is I had to do a lot of digging to pick this person as my X factor. Jarvis Landry was the first person that came to my mind. But I decided not to pick Jarvis Landry just because I feel like I know what you're going to get from Jarvis Landry, especially if he's playing with somebody like Jameis Winston that's going to sling the freaking ball.
Well, also, I just feel like Jarvis is going to be his safety blanket.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like if you draft Jarvis Landry in fantasy, he's going to come through for you because he's probably going to get a lot of.
He was Baker's safety blanket too. Jarvis gave me some good numbers.
No, Jarvis gave me numbers in my money league. But I'm just saying, like with a quarterback like Jameis, like third and short, second and long, you probably throw to Jarvis.
Wait a minute, didn't Jarvis Landry play at LSU?
Yes, him. Yes.
My God.
Yeah, him and Odell Beckham. Yeah.
Well. That's so beautiful. My X factor actually. Because of advanced analytics, and I know I don't talk about advanced analytics a lot. My X factor is Alvin Kamara. And let me tell you why.
I'm a little skeptical about Alvin Kamara, but I'm curious to hear what you got to say.
The reason why I picked him as my X factor is because I looked up something just out of curiosity with him. Running backs normally start their decline between the ages of 27 and 28. Alvin Kamara is 27 now. And I think in order for this offense to work the way it needs to work, he's going to have to be able to effectively run the ball to run off a play action to give Jameis some time because Jameis likes to throw the ball down and he's not going to he's not going to throw people open and pick your defense apart. So that's the reason why I went with Kamara. I don't know. He hasn't really had any major injuries, but he has been injured.
His injuries have been enough to change the course of how the team operates, though.
Exactly.
In the same manner like Christian McCaffrey. Like without McCaffrey, the offense is different. Without Alvin Kamara, the offense is completely different. Now, mind you, we're dealing with a non-Sean Payton offense this year too.
Yep.
So that plays a factor in what's going to happen with Jameis as well.
Yeah. I thought Jameis was in the best situation last year playing with Sean Payton. I really did until,
Don't worry. Sean Payton will be back. He'll eventually be the coach of the Dallas Cowboys, but that's neither here nor there.
I hope not.
That might be the one thing that saves that franchise, but we'll talk about that when we get to the NFC East. So, last but not least, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Tampa Bay, baby. Tampa Bay,
led by my man TB12. So, just for some odd reason, I don't know why they decided to do this again, but they opened up the season against the Dallas Cowboys. We were just talking about the Cowboys. That's just ironic. And they're in.
It was a good game last year, though, so maybe that's why it was real good.
And they're in Dallas.
Oh, that's cute.
Hey, man,
Dallas isn't as good as they are last year.
Listen, if I didn't have shit going on with this new job, I would be tempted to go to that game just because Arlington ain't that far from here.
Oh yeah, a little 5-hour drive, not too bad.
We hit our 10-minute warning. Let's go. All right, so of course we talked about week 2 with New Orleans. Now their schedule's kind of ugly too. Now their first 5 games is not pretty. So you've got Dallas, you got New Orleans, you got Green Bay, you got Kansas City, and then let's sprinkle in Atlanta now. But then week 6, Pittsburgh comes. You got Pittsburgh. You're going to Pittsburgh. Excuse me. Carolina, Baltimore, Los Angeles, the Rams, not the Chargers. Seahawks, week 11 bye, so fairly early.
Yeah.
Cleveland, New Orleans again, week 13, Monday Night Football to be exact. San Francisco, Cincinnati, Arizona, Carolina, Atlanta. That's how they finished there. So probably of all 4 teams, the easier schedule, but still the stretches in there are
they have some tough stretches
because the stretches can play with a lot going on. Like we'll see, definitely something we'll revisit around the time of their bye week, because I think this is a very interesting division, because this division is going to come down, of course, to New Orleans and Tampa Bay, but the stretches are going to be the biggest factor in this for both teams. Because the way the schedule's set up, New Orleans can lead this division for most of the season, but Tampa can take it at the end.
And Tampa will take it at the end because they're going to go 12-5.
Well, listen, having to play Cleveland, New Orleans, San Francisco, and Cincinnati, and then Arizona, that's not an easy stretch.
I'm not a believer in Arizona, and I'm not a believer in Cleveland.
Have we ever been a believer in Arizona?
No.
Look, to quote, the only time I'm ever going to use this, all right? To quote Skip Bayless, all right? Arizona Cardinals are front runners.
Exactly.
They're front runners. Now, Cincinnati remains to be seen. I still think Cincinnati is going to be around for a while, so I'm not sleeping on
Cincinnati. Most definitely. Joe Burrow is balling, bro. Him and Jamar Chase are balling.
San Francisco will be interesting because I really want to see by week 14 what Trey Lance is truly looking like. Because week 14, hey, my guy, you got 13 games under your belt. Let's see what's up. My bad, 12 games because it'll be a bye week. So we got 12 games under your belt. Let's see what you got going on. Of course, you could obviously say the X factor could be Tom Brady. You could.
But I'm not going to.
But I'm not going to because it's too easy. My X factor is going to be Chris Godwin.
Oh, you picked a different X factor than me.
Yeah, we can't always agree.
I know. I'm just no. Chris Godwin was there, but you know exactly what you're gonna get out of Chris Godwin and Mike Evans, especially with Tom Brady throwing the ball. I don't think Tom Brady is going to regress from last year.
No.
I got 2 X factors. So I do have 2 X factors. I got the running backs as 1 X factor. At some
Leonard Fournette and he used to play for the Bengals. Giovanni Bernard?
Yes. The running back, if they can get any kind of consistent production from their running backs, my goodness. Every time the running backs play good, Tampa Bay is damn near unstoppable. And my second X factor here, health.
Health is a good one.
Health. It seems like last year everybody was falling in Tampa Bay week by week. And that includes mental health too, because we all know what happened last year with the debacle of Antonio Brown.
Hold the phone. So I didn't even realize this went under the radar for me. I didn't realize that they signed Kenjon Barner.
The person I didn't realize they signed was Shaq Mason. I wasn't paying attention.
They also have Keyshawn Vaughn on the roster and Rashad White. Those are their running backs currently. 1, 2, 3. And of course, Leonard Fournette and Giovanni Bernard just from last year.
How's this for under the radar signing for Tampa Bay? And I know his best days are behind him, but he can be a very good number 2 tight end at this point. With Kyle Rudolph signing is going to go under the radar.
Yep.
You could play a two tight end set now.
Because OJ Howard is no longer there.
Mm-hmm.
But you still have Cameron Brate's still there, and then Kyle Rudolph. Kyle Rudolph will be good in the red zone for him. But then, not to mention, don't forget they also signed Russell Gage too.
Yeah, and Logan Ryan. Logan Ryan was under the radar too.
Well, Logan Ryan used to play for the Patriots too. We know who Logan Ryan is.
Logan Ryan's plug and play.
So we also, not to mention, they also did sign Julio Jones as well.
That's real scary to know you got Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, and Julio Jones.
So you could literally have like a Russell Gage or a Tyler Johnson or a Scotty Miller as your number 4 receiver.
Good old Scotty.
They have like 9 receivers.
Yeah. Somebody's going to get cut before the season. I don't know who it is, though.
I don't know, because I think they'll keep Bashard Perryman. It might be Vincent Smith. But anyway, I've got Tampa winning 12 games.
I got them 12-5. Yeah.
Okay, so we're on the same page with that.
Yeah,
okay.
We're definitely on the same page.
Okay, good deal there. Okay, so we've got 4 minutes, 15 seconds. So let's go into our best matchup, which I think it's obvious for both of us. I got Bucs Saints. I'm assuming you got the same.
You know it.
All right. Just thought we would, division winner. I've got the Bucs. Ironically, wearing Tampa Bay colors right now, but
that's who I got. 12-5.
So top offensive unit, of course, I did go with Tampa Bay because they're just loaded. Now, defensive unit, I actually have the Bucs and the Saints. Because
I went with the Panthers.
Because I actually I understand why you went with the Panthers as well, but I'm a fan of both of these units, and either one of these defensive units could be number 1. Yeah. Now I'm gonna give you Carolina is definitely a dark horse.
Only reason why I went with Carolina, I think their defense is going to have more opportunities because of the struggles of their offense. So just like last year when they finished top 5, it's like they finished top 5, but they were like top 15 in yards per attempt and things like that when you start diving in deeper.
So it plays against them too because they might be on the field too long because the offense is turning the ball over a lot.
Yep.
For MVP candidates, what you got?
Brady, come on, man.
I actually have 2. I've got Brady and I've got Jameis.
Okay, I can deal with that.
Defensive player of the year, what you think?
Antoine Winfield Jr. will be the first safety to do it in a very long time.
It's funny, we have the same team, different player, because I actually went with Devin White.
Yeah, Devin White was my second. Because it is a linebacker and cornerback driven thing, but man, I really love Antoine Winfield Jr. I love him.
And then what you got? Offensive player of the year.
Mr. Consistency himself in Tampa Bay, Mike Evans.
Okay, so I've got 3, and Mike Evans was not one of them. I actually have Alvin Kamara, Christian McCaffrey, and Kyle Pitts.
I don't think the Falcons are going to be good enough for Kyle Pitts to win that award.
The problem is I don't think they've given Mike Evans his true flowers, and he's kind of getting that Keenan Allen treatment, so that's why I think he'll get left out of the Offensive Player of the Year.
He probably will.
So that's why I didn't name him, because if Keenan Allen can't do it, Mike Evans ain't even do it either.
Shit, ain't Mike Evans up to like 8 straight years of 1,000 yards? It's ridiculous.
I feel like every fucking year at this point, but
it don't matter who you put at quarterback. He puts up these freaking numbers, dude. He can retire tomorrow and be a Hall of Famer.
Oh, without question. Mike Evans is going to be a Hall of Fame receiver, and he's a Super Bowl champion. So it's
not only that, he's from right here in Texas in Galveston. Hey,
like we're not gonna say it's a foregone conclusion, but it's a foregone conclusion. Let's see. I just want to take a look at this real quick and see. We got 1:20, so I want to look at it. 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, and 21 1,000-yard seasons.
Is 19 when he got hurt?
Yes.
Yeah.
But every other one.
Yeah.
1,000 yards. So we are under a minute. We still got it knocked out. So we did the damn thing.
Yep.
Great job on the NFC South. I believe we start with the East coming up next. I believe we start with the AFC South.
AFC East.
Which means we will have the Patriots, the Bills, the Dolphins, and the other team I'm forgetting. Oh, yeah, the Jets. My bad.
Jets, yeah.
Sorry,
CJ.
Sorry, not sorry, CJ. But anyway, this has been Brews and Q's. I am your man, Mr. GQ.
I am man, DJ Micah B.
And we'll be seeing y'all real soon, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.